Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into an incredible, heartwarming, and utterly mysterious story that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about Washington's forests. Get ready, because this isn't just about a lost pet. It's about an unforgettable adventure that brought a boy face to face with an enduring legend. Picture this: the lush emerald forests of Washington state. Towering firs, misty air, and a silence so profound it hums. That's where our story begins, with a young boy named Alex and his best friend, a playful golden retriever named Buddy. Buddy wasn't just a dog. He was family, a shadow, a confidant. They spent countless hours exploring the woods behind Alex's cabin, a place that felt like their own private kingdom. But one crisp autumn afternoon, their kingdom turned into a nightmare. Buddy, with his boundless energy and curious spirit, chased after a deer a little too far, a little too fast, and vanished. Alex's heart plummeted. He called, he whistled, he searched until darkness swallowed the forest whole. Days turned into a week into two. The posters went up. The local community rallied, but Buddy was nowhere to be found. Hope began to wane, replaced by a dull, aching emptiness. Alex was devastated. His parents tried to comfort him, suggesting Buddy might have found a new home, but Alex knew better. Buddy was a homebody, loyal to a fault. Something else had to have happened. Fueled by a love that wouldn't give up, Alex decided to embark on his own mission. He packed a small backpack with water, snacks, a flashlight, and a worn-out photo of Buddy. He knew the woods like the back of his hand, every winding trail, every hidden creek. He started retracing their steps, calling Buddy's name, his voice echoing through the silent trees. He walked for hours, pushing deeper than he ever had before, driven by a gut feeling, a flicker of hope that refused to be extinguished. As the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows, Alex stumbled upon something he'd never seen before, a faint, almost invisible trail leading off the main path, partially obscured by thick undergrowth. It felt different, wilder, untouched. Hesitantly, he followed it, his heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. The air grew colder, and a strange, musky smell hung heavy. Suddenly, the trees opened up to reveal a massive, jagged rock face, and there, almost hidden by thick vines, was an opening, a cave, dark and mysterious, unlike any cave he'd ever seen in their usual stomping grounds. It looked ancient, primal. A shiver ran down Alex's spine. This wasn't just any cave. Local legends whispered about caves like this, deep within the untouched wilderness, sometimes linked to the elusive, mythical creature of the Pacific Northwest, Bigfoot. Fear warred with his desperate need to find Buddy. What if Buddy had fallen in? What if something else lived inside? Taking a deep breath, Alex flicked on his flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness, revealing a rough, uneven passage. He called Buddy's name, his voice trembling slightly. And then, faintly, from the depths of the cave, he heard it. A soft whine. Buddy. Adrenaline surged through him. He scrambled into the cave, his flashlight beam dancing ahead. The whine grew stronger, more distinct. He followed the sound, navigating slippery rocks and damp earth, the air growing thick and heavy. And then he saw him. Curled up in a corner, looking thinner but otherwise unharmed, was Buddy. Alex rushed forward, tears streaming down his face as Buddy whimpered with relief, wagging his tail weakly. He licked Alex's face frantically, a true reunion of best friends. But as Alex hugged Buddy tight, something else caught his attention. His flashlight beam swept across the cave floor. It wasn't just rocks and dirt. There were crude carvings on the walls, strange symbols he didn't recognize. And scattered around Buddy's makeshift bed of leaves were bones. Not human bones, but animal bones, picked clean. And then Alex saw it. A large, rough blanket made of animal hides, not a typical hunter's work, draped over a raised section of rock. It looked like a bed. The musky smell was stronger here. Buddy, still trembling slightly, let out a soft growl, not at Alex, but towards the deeper shadows of the cave. Alex's heart hammered. He wasn't alone in this cave with Buddy. Suddenly, a massive shadow shifted in the deeper recess. A low guttural sound rumbled through the cave. Alex froze, Buddy pressing close to his leg. Slowly, cautiously, a towering figure emerged from the darkness. It was enormous, covered in dark, matted fur, with broad shoulders and deep-set eyes that seemed to glow in the dim light. Bigfoot, the legendary creature. Alex couldn't move. He'd heard the stories, dismissed them as campfire tales. But here, in the heart of the wilderness, Bigfoot was real, and it wasn't snarling or threatening. Its eyes, surprisingly, held a deep ancient wisdom and a strange gentleness. It looked at Buddy, then at Alex, a complex expression on its face. Buddy, instead of cowering, let out a soft whine again, then nudged Alex towards the figure. It was then Alex noticed something else. Near where Buddy had been curled up, there was a small, crude bowl filled with water and some dried berries and meat. Bigfoot hadn't just stumbled upon Buddy, it had been caring for him. The creature made another soft sound, almost like a sigh, then slowly, carefully extended a large fur-covered hand. It pointed towards the cave entrance. It wasn't hostile. It was communicating. It was telling Alex to take Buddy and go. Alex, still reeling from the shock, understood. He scooped Buddy into his arms, feeling the warmth of his fur, the steady beat of his heart. As he turned to leave, he glanced back one last time. Bigfoot stood there, watching them, a silent guardian of the deep woods. Alex and Buddy made their way out of the cave, the sunlight feeling blinding after the darkness within. The trek back was a blur. Alex didn't tell his parents about Bigfoot immediately. How could he? Who would believe him? He simply said he found Buddy sheltering in an old cave, exhausted but safe. Over the next few weeks, Buddy slowly regained his strength. But Alex noticed something different about him. He was still the same playful buddy, but sometimes he'd stare intently towards the forest, a strange, knowing look in his eyes. And occasionally, a distinct musky scent would waft from the tree line near their cabin, a scent only Alex seemed to notice. Alex never returned to that specific cave. He respected the unspoken agreement, the silent understanding he'd had with the creature. He knew he'd been granted a rare glimpse into a hidden world, a moment of profound connection with something ancient and wild. His adventure taught him that the world held more mysteries than he could ever imagine, and that sometimes the most incredible kindness comes from the most unexpected places. He learned that legends aren't always just stories. Sometimes they're guardians of the wild, and perhaps even friends to a lost dog. What do you think about Alex's incredible encounter? Have you ever had a mysterious experience in the wilderness? Share your thoughts and stories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, please hit that like button. Subscribe for more captivating tales, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.